This is Mag212, and this is my attempt at replicating Coop772 Strayven. I'll go over all of the internal modifications, the paint job, and show you it firing. So to start off, this is a Strayven, which is an integration of a Strife and a Raven shell. The Raven doesn't actually shoot anything, but it's for the stock because the stock is very comfortable, and it also makes it look very cool. In this project, I was trying to replicate Coop772's first Strayven, and I think I did a pretty good job. This is a Cyclone Shock attachment, and I know that he used a strong arm, but I wanted to be different, so I used a Mega Cyclone Shock. So now I'll cover the internal modifications. For the Strife, I took out the resistors, the thermistor, some of the electronical locks so that I can leave my access door open, and I don't have to have a clip-in to rev the gun. That's basically all I did to the Strife. I did lubricate the trigger so it is a little smoother now, but that's basically it. I integrated this Raven shell, and it acts as a stock. I have a video showing how I did that, and I'll put a link to the video in the description box. But basically what I did is I cut off the Raven right about here, and then I glued it onto the Strife, and I used epoxy putty to make sure that the integration was very smooth. That's all. The Raven really doesn't do anything, but it does hold an extra clip, which is nice. Now moving on to this front attachment. This front attachment still remains detachable. So this attachment is a Cyclone Shock right here, which is integrated into a Retaliator or Recon barrel. This is actually a Recon barrel. So what I did is I epoxied the Cyclone Shock with epoxy putty, and I had to modify the shell underneath a little bit because it has a foregrip in stock form, so I cut that down and cut a little slot so that it would fit very nicely underneath the Retaliator barrel. And then I have two pieces of PVC pipe. It's actually CPVC. That's making sure that the integration is very sturdy, and it's also cleaning it up a little bit visually. I integrated the Cyclone Shock instead of a strong arm because I really like the Mega ammo, and I feel like if you're shooting elite darts with the Strife, that's already good enough, and the Strife is already really good, so I don't feel like I need to have another gun that shoots elite darts, so I'd rather have a Mega Dart shooting gun. I also did this because I'd never seen it done before, and at first I thought the Cyclone Shock was going to be really big and it was going to be way too big to integrate underneath, but it's actually not that bad, and it looks pretty good. It's about the same size as a Magnus integration, and it works very well. Those are all of the internal modifications, so now I'll go over the paints. I used the same paints as Coop did on his Strayven, although maybe my lighting and my camera are a little bit different because his paints look a little bit different. I started off with a gray vinyl dye primer, and then I used Krylon Sun Yellow accents, and I have Lothern Blue from Citadel in selective places like on the barrel and the Nerf logos. I think the paints turned out really nicely, and I can't take credit for this color combination, obviously, because I replicated what someone did exactly, but I think it is very cool still. So now that I've went over everything, like modifications and paints, let's go to the firing demo. So as you can see, the Strife is shooting really well. Kind of normal for Strifes with ultra-fire batteries. And the Cyclone Shock is also shooting very well, and it's a nice secondary shot. Overall, I'm really happy with this integration. It's really comfortable, and I like how it feels very much. The alignment is very good, and overall it's a really nice integration. So that's the end of my overview on my Coop772 Strayven replica. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.